Hey guys, welcome to the Nerd Vine. This is Pradip Chaudhary, and in this video, we'll be continuing with our fast API development. In the previous videos, we had seen we had created a list kind of a data structure for our student data, and like we had performed some crude operations using various HTTP methods. In this video, we'll be setting up our PostGIS database, which we'll be using in the future videos for our persistent data store for our crude operations. So in this video, we'll be setting up PostGIS database, not even in this video, in the future videos as well. Whenever we need to set up some tools in our local machine, we'd be using Docker containers for setting up those. So what are Dockers basically? So Docker is a virtualization tool in which you can run various services on isolated containers. So you can run a PostGIS database in one Docker container. You can run a Kafka instance on a different Docker container, and like you can run various other services, each with its own virtualization, own JVM, own memory, own configuration, totally isolated from other Docker containers. So, these Docker containers are extremely lightweight and provide a Linux-based virtual machine to you. So, in this video will be using a Docker run command to run our PostGIS database. But in the future videos, as we introduce more tools to set up in our local machine, we'll be using a Docker Compose file, which would help us in managing all our Docker containers that we need to run. So we can set a particular order of running. We can set dependencies and all those things. So we'll be doing that. So to follow this video, you need a couple of tools. One is Docker Engine installed on a local machine. I would not be going into a detail of how you can install Docker Engine on your local machine. But if you want me to do a video on it, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I will definitely go ahead and prepare it. So apart from Docker Engine, we'd be needing a database connecting tool. So I prefer DBeaver. You guys can go with anything that you want, BGSQL or some other tool that you prefer. So let's go ahead and let's start our setting up of a PostGIS database. So as we said, we'll be using Docker containers. So you can go to Docker Hub to search for any Docker image that you want to search. So you can go to Docker Hub and you can just let me go to Docker Hub homepage. So when you go to hub.docker.com, this is something that you would land on, and you can search for Postgres here. So once you have the search results, always go for the official image. So this is the image that we'll be going with. And here you can find all the documentations and like all the Docker tags that are available to you. So we'll be using the latest one, and we'll be using the Docker run command to set up our PostGIS database. So the command will look something like Docker run uh, dash dash name. So this name is basically to set up our uh, to give the name of the container that will be running it. Then we'll pass some parameters. One of the parameters is setting up our PostGIS password for the database that will be created. So by default, if you don't specify which database or which user you need to create, the default user is Postgres, and the default database base is also Postgres database, Postgres. So let's go ahead and we'll run this command. Let me open a terminal. We'll do a zoom in. Okay. So now let's go ahead and we'll run our Docker run command. So first is Docker run, then we need to provide the name of the container. We provide it as postgresDB. You can give any appropriate name to it. Then we'd specify the dash p command. So dash p refers to the port that we want to run in. So first is the source port, then is the destination port. So we'll use 54324 port. Then is a parameters that we need to provide. So one of the parameters is Postgres password. In the future videos, when we would be doing it for actual use cases, we'll use different other parameters as you might need. We might need to like attach a persistent volume to it. We might need to load data whenever when we are starting this Postgres database by default. So like we'd customize our Docker and command depending on what we are trying to do. So in this video, we'll keep it simple. Just run it with a password with a default username and default database. So would give the password as my secret password. You guys feel free to change it to whatever you like. Then would run it in detach mode and would provide the name of the image that we want to run. So if we don't provide any tag, it will by default take the latest one. Okay, so we need to run it with the sudo command because I'm running on a Linux machine without super user. So now, as a first step, it will try to find your PostGIS database image locally. If it's not there, it will go ahead and it will pull it from Docker. So let's give it a minute to complete the pull. So almost all the lists are being pulled. This is the last one that is getting downloaded. So let's give one more minute, and then we can open our DB where. So all the lists have been extracted. So this is the name of the ID of the Docker container that we just ran. So if we need to see what all Docker processes are running on your local machine, we can do a sudo docker ps. It will give us the container ID, the image that we're running on, created on, status and all those things. We can get it here. And the name of the container as well. So when we have this running, let's go ahead and we'll open our DB viewer for it to connect to the database and uh, like we'll try to connect to the database so that we know it is working. So this the DBviewer tool. This is the tool that I use to connect to various databases. Feel free to use any database of your choice, whichever you're most comfortable with. So I would go with PostgreSQL. Then it will ask for a bunch of details as I'm running in localhost. This remains same as we are running in 5432 port. This also is same. Database is default, username is default, and password will give it. And after that, rest all looks fine. We'll do a test connection. Perfect. Everything is fine. We'll go with finish. So here we can see like what all schemas are there. Most probably only one schema will be available. Like couple of schemas are available. We can go ahead and we can create tables in it and do whatever we want. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll start with our fast API, like how do we connect to Postgres database, how do we query it, how do we load it as models and all those things. If you like this video, go ahead, press the like button, do subscribe, share it with your friends, colleagues, and have a good day.